Hello there, welcome to Caffeinated Crafting. This is your favorite neighborhood caffeinated Gert coming to you out of hibernation because it's time to collect hats for kiddos this year. I didn't realize, well, I did realize, but really the dates kind of snuck up on me because I had planned to kind of record, do a kickoff, show you prizes, at least record long enough to do hats for kiddos. We can't leave the kiddos hanging, right? But I don't know, I really had no idea where this summer went. And so when one of my local knitters brought me these two hats out of the blue last week and was like, hey, here's the first two hats for kiddos for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to announce that. We need to do hats for kiddos. So you guys, as per usual, knit those hats. They need to be either superwash or acrylic. Ages are 0 to 3, so relatively small little hats. It's a great way to use up your leftovers. And get them to me by October 31st so I can pass them along to Allie. For those of you that are new, these hats will be donated to kids all over Middle Tennessee. Allie, who is Crafty Allie that used to record with me, she works for Tennessee Early Intervention Services with kids 0 to 3 years. And so she will hand out, she and her co-workers will hand out all these hats to their kids to keep their little heads warm this winter. And October 31st is a good deadline. That way she can get them to her co-workers and get them handed out before it gets really cold here in Tennessee, because really it doesn't until about November anyway. So the first two hats are in. Thank you, Aubrey. So I'm sure you'll want to know, well, what kind of prizes? This is my Keep Pistachio at Babe bottle. You want to know, what prizes does Daniela have for us this year? Well, funny you should wonder. All right, so I have a lovely skein of La Brevis from Knit Cartel. It's a gray twist. It is 437 yards of a fingering. That would make some awesome yarn. It's very nice. It is 40% Peruvian highland wool, 40% merino, and 20% nylon. It has a nice cushy, it's nice and cushy, but it feels like it would make like really warm socks. And then we have a lovely skein that was donated last year, and then I misplaced it because I'm a bad podcaster at times. But this is from Color Play Fiber Studio. The colorway is Goldfish Bowl on the board game base. It's 80/20 superwash merino and nylon, and there are 400 yards. That's very pretty. Goldfish bowl, I like that. It's also folly looking kind of though, except for that nice bright pink. Not pink, green. Green. I'm very out of practice. I feel like I'm talking really fast. You guys will know, you're used to it, right? When we have this lovely, you could just wear it like that, or you could knit it up. This lovely, awesome sock blank from Knitting Color. It's a sparkle sock blank. It's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina, and it looks like this awesomeness. Check that out. So awesome. It's fantastic. Lovely. We have a skein of Expression in Fiber Arts, Fire in the Mountain, and it is Oasis Camel Silk Fingering. So it's 50% camel, 50% mulberry silk, 457 meters or 500 yards. And it looks like this. It's shiny and soft and silky and beautiful. And then last but hopefully not least, oh, not last, there's another one. I have some super hard to get. You probably can't buy it anymore, or only a little tiny bit. I have some hobbledehoy batlings. This is the travel narrative. There's 2 ounces in here. They're a lovely blue and green. If you win this prize and you are not a spinner, I'm happy to spin it for you. For those of you that don't know, Hobbledehoy is closing up shop after this fall. So this is going to be a hot and wanted item right here. And now, last but hopefully not least, I can't talk, yo, and I've already said all that in 6 minutes. I must be talking really fast. All right, but look, I knit this, the Shift, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, I think. It has hand spun. Oh, now my hair's all funky-fied. There it is. It's beautiful, but it's too hot. Okay, so it has hand spun that I spun up. That was from Creative by LCB, the hand spun, and then the 2 other colors, which is a gray and a purple, were plucky. So this beautiful Shift could be yours should you choose to knit hats. All right, so to get an entry to win one of the prizes, please knit 5 little tiny hats and send them to me. You can contact me on Instagram or on Ravelry. I'm caffeinated Gert, both places, to get my address to send me those gorgeous little hats so I can send you gorgeous yarn and even a Shift or batlings. And let's get some hats on those little heads, shall we? Now I thought, well, since I'm sitting down here and recording, I might as well show you guys what I've finished, worked on. What am I doing? Talk a little bit about what I'm doing, I guess. I did just publish a new hat and sock pattern. I don't have either here because they were birthday presents and got gifted. But they are the Oh Happy Rays hat and socks, and you can find them on Ravelry. I did knit myself a hat, a yellow hat. They're yellow. The pattern is Oh Happy Rays, it's yellow. I did knit myself a hat out of leftovers, and I really just made this up as I went, because Team Instinct. When it gets cold, I need a hat. I've been knitting hats like crazy, to be quite honest. I want fall weather so bad. I'm trying to make it happen, but it's not working. It's just hot in here. Well, not in here. I'm in the air conditioning, obviously, but it's too darn hot outside. So, adorable little yellow hat for me to wear when it gets cold out. And I knit this hat, which is a woolly worm head pattern. It is the Azula pattern. Oh, my computer went to sleep. I think Azula. Wake up. Wake up, computer. Projects. Yes, Azula, A-Z-U-L-A, and that is from Woolly Worm Head. The yarn is the red is Old Rusted Chair in the Squish colorway. No, It's Old Rusted Chair Squish DK in the Flourish colorway. And the gorgeous blue up top is, isn't that pretty? Is Whimsy Stitches Yarn Company. Feels weird to say Yarn Company. Whimsy Stitches Yarn Company. But man, he's been dyeing some gorgeous stuff. The bags are fabulous. We all know the bags are fabulous, but the yarn, he's up in that game. Anyway, so this is the DK, standard DK, and the colorway is Dallas Nights. And I have the hair all up in a bun, so I can't put the hat on because it's just weird. But here is my hat. It looks like flames. Very cool. Another hat because fall. I want fall. I knit this hat a while back. This is out of Handspun. It is a sockhead hat. I finished this one, and it's out of Holly Hoy Batlings, the Handspun. It's so soft. I finished this one just in time for it to be warm enough not to be able to wear it this spring. So I am ready to wear this one. Now, and I've been on a real sockhead hat kick. I have another one on the needles, but it's just barely started. And I finished another one. So this one is from, the yarn is Countess Ablaze. It is her, let's see, what is that base called? Tia Merino. It's Countess Ablaze, Tia Merino. It's a single. It's so soft. It's so thin but so warm. And the colorway is Prohibition. This was my very first Yarn Cartel yarn. I signed up for her her Yarn Cartel box for Countess Ablaze. It comes every other month, and every month I have been blown away. I don't know. Every box is better than the last box, but this was the very first one. And I knew it had to be a hat, and I know this is going to be worn so much. The color is freaking fantastic. I mean, it's purple, but there are so many variations and shades. There's so much depth in this yarn. It's just freaking ridiculous. I can't wait to wear this hat. Come on, fall. Speaking of Countess Ablaze, this was the most recent box, which came in July. So September, I'll get another box. And this one is mini skirts on Lord Kitchener fingering. It's 55% BFL, 45% mulberry silk, and it is beautiful. Check it out. I think it's gonna have to be it needs to be a hat. Maybe it'll also be a sockhead hat. I have a thing now for the sockhead hats. I want one in every color. Every color of the rainbow. They're so comfortable. Take forever to knit though. They really do. This one was on the needles from January until like 2 weeks ago. And not that I worked on it all that much consistently, but because you know how I am, but it was on the needles for 8 months. It's crazy. I knit this out of some Handspun, so it's a cowl. It was gonna be a hat. Here we go. There it is. It was gonna be a hat when I cast it on because hats. But I wasn't paying attention. I was just watching something and randomly casting on some stitches. I'm like, I eyeballed it. I think that looks about right. And obviously it was gonna be way too big for a hat. Plus, I wanted to keep knitting the Handspun. It started off with this purple, and I ended up on the yellowy where it's starting to go into green. And this is actually what's left. So you have that yellowy thing, and it would have gone into this bright green. So I might need to put this in a hat to go with it. Maybe. I And I kept looking at it like, I know I need to rip this back. This is not going to fit my head. But I just kept knitting because I was enjoying it. I was just making it up as I went. So I was like, I got to about here, and I was like, so right here. And it grew a lot after I washed it, so it didn't look quite that big, but it was very loose. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna make it into like an asymmetric cowl and keep knitting. Because I didn't want to put it down. I was enjoying the hand spun too much. I think, I'm not sure what fiber this was. Well, I'm pretty sure it was Targhee, but I don't remember for sure where I got it. I think maybe it was from Swoonish, but I'm not 100% sure. So I don't know. I spun it a long time ago. It's been sitting caked up on my desk forever, and I wanted something colorful the other day, and I had startitis, and I just cast this on randomly. So super awesome cowl for me. And this spring I did Sock Madness for the first time. So I have done Tour de Sock, and I did Sock Sniper, but I've never done Sock Madness. And to be honest, I don't know if I'll ever do it again. That was crazy. I mean, Tour de Sock is crazy, but that was crazy. Actually, I would do it again as a cheerleader. I would not do it again as a full-on competitor. I did get some gorgeous socks out of it. My favorite are these that were the warm-up socks. I used leftovers from a shawl and a hat. Most of these colors are from, oh gosh, who are these colors? Who was that yarn from? Oh dear. Oh, I didn't put it in there. Let's see. I know it's a Wonderland kit, and I knit the Wonderland shawl. Is it not even in here? Oh, here it is. Trip into Wonderland. The shawl I knit. Oh yeah, okay. It's Holly and Ivy. Most of the yarn in here is from Holly and Ivy, although some of it was not. So this, and I think the purple. This section was from that kit, and the other ones I added in. So this and this. Anyway, the problem is all the ends, and I still haven't woven them in. I finished these socks before March. I finished these socks on February 18th. And they are still sitting here with their ends not woven in. And I love them, and I would love to wear them. But that means I have to weave in a bajillion ends. Oh my. Maybe I'll take them with me when I go to Into the Wool and weave them in there while I'm talking and not paying attention. Maybe. They'll get woven in eventually, right? The first pair of socks I knit for the competition were these, and they were called Smock Madness, and I knit them out of Knitty & Color acoustic sock in Neon Lotus. And let's see, let's put it on a sock blocker so you can see the pattern better. Hopefully. There. I don't know if you can see it. In hindsight, well, this was one of the socks where they said any yarn, anything goes. But in hindsight, it would have been served a lot better by a more subtle yarn. But I do love this yarn base, so whatever. I still haven't woven these ends in either. It's been too hot. If it was cold enough to wear socks, I would weave in some ends, right? At least I don't think these are, yeah, no, they're not woven in, but at least there's only 4 ends. I mean, you know, there's only the beginning and the end. There's not like, this sock has 13 stripes. That means there are 26 ends plus the beginning and the end. So there are 30 ends to weave in these socks, I think, if that math is right. That's too many ends. 4 I can handle, but evidently not right now. Then I don't know if this was the next here. Let's see if I did these in order. Okay, yeah. So the next ones we did was Demogorgon's Lair, which is these, and I knit mine out of Teeny Button Studio Silky Sock in Cafe au Lait. And these are interesting because they were Stranger Things inspired, so they don't match. It's references the as above, so below. So the lace is like from above and from below. So here's one sock, and this one was really fun. I mean, they were both kind of fun. I would knit this sock again, minus the super weird heel. See, this is the heel. See, I would do Sock Madness again as a cheerleader, because then I could do things like put my own heel in there. Put a different heel. This heel is just weird. And then the other sock is more holy. The lace is different. So it's like from, I guess the other one was from above, this one's from below. I'm not really sure, to be honest, which side is which, but can you see the difference? I think if I'd been a cheerleader, I would have knit 2 of this side so they'd match. I have inquired in the family, and I have several people that are Stranger Things fans, so these are going to somebody for Christmas. And the last one that I have on hand, is that the last one I knit? Yeah, this is the last pair I finished. These were called Echoes, and I really enjoyed, I like the pattern, but I got really bored with my color choice. Now, as a finished object, I love my color choice, but knitting it was kind of boring. It would have been more fun with some more color pop, but I mean, there, it looks good. So these will probably be a Christmas gift. They're well, just a tiny bit too short for me, so they might go like to my mom. She has slightly smaller feet, but here it is. It was a fun knit. As you always do in these weird knitting competitions, I did learn a lot. These ends aren't woven in either. None of the ends got woven in because I was trying to knit so quickly that it just didn't happen. And never mind that I was just intimidated by the 30 ends on the one pair of socks. I did learn something. There were knitters from all over the world. The Finns and Swedes are still the fastest. I've learned with every knitting competition type thing I've done. But it was fun. Learned a lot. All the patterns we got for competing and whatever were free. So, I mean, it was fantastic, but very stressful. So I think those are all my updates at present. I will record again, if not before then, at least I might do sporadic little updates in between now and October, probably is the plan, just to keep you guys in the loop in case there's more prizes, or just to cheerlead you on to knit those little hats. Remember, you knit 5 to get entered into the drawing. cool prizes. I think that's it for now. I will see you guys later. Check over on Instagram for any additional information. As I get more prizes or whatnot, that'll be the first place I posted because that's easy. All right, so I will catch you guys later. Toodles.